Let's get into it, baby. This is Travel Bang back again. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games here to talk about the dark arts of seduction and the nuance of game. I'm glad you came. Thanks for rocking with me one more time. As you can tell, there is a lighting malfunction tonight. My ring light busted. So I had to improvise and make do and grab the lamp in my humble abode here in the living room. And don't trust me. Don't worry. I'm going to have that situated really quick and fixed. Before we get into it though, please don't forget to subscribe and share with friends and press that like button. It means so much to me. If you press that like button right now, it takes 2 to 3 seconds to do it. It will help me with the algorithms. As you can see, I have a very small channel. So thank you for the support if you press that like button. Okay, so let's go through the hot 3 questions. Hit me up at my email address, of course, Fritz at travelandbang.com with all your questions, or even if you're a troll or a hater, you want to tell me how much I suck, go ahead. I like it, baby. Hit me up, Fritz at travelandbang.com. I'm going to go through the hot 3, the best 3 emails that I found that everybody could, at least cherry pick some knowledge and apply it to their life. Before we also get into hot 3, I want to say, look, this is the non-judgment zone. I know everybody feels their way is the right way. I'm here to tell you there is no right way. We live in unorthodox times and we need to apply unorthodox strategies to our lives, our lifestyles. Okay, this is what it's in: lifestyle enhancement, character building. You understand? Your truth may not be my truth. My truth may not be your truth, vice versa, back and forth. But what we can do is share with each other different views, perceptions of the world we live in, and we take the best thing, okay? We can carbon copy it. We can take a template of something that someone else is doing and then apply it to our own life. And like I said, we don't have to live similar lifestyles. I see the insults from the trolls, some people saying, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. It's whatever, you know what I mean? I don't have time to go back and forth with the negativity. I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be judged here at Travel and Bang. This is a lifestyle, character building channel where we delve into the subject matters of dating, relationships, and just becoming a better version of ourselves. Okay, so let's hit the first question of the hot 3. This one's a critique. So I'm not going to only read the questions that are butt kisses. You know what I mean? This dude, he writes, "Greeting, Fritz, writing you from France. I love your show. I find it educational. Even so, I don't agree with everything you say. And some of your advice sounds like you're promoting cheating and being a cuck. But I want to ask you, why do you think you're qualified to give relationship advice when you yourself are single? And shouldn't you have a girlfriend or have a wife? If you're not walking the walk, why should we listen to you talk the talk?" Okay, so let me explain it to you like this. Okay, so what I want to say to that is you don't have to have a girlfriend, right? What he means is a long-term monogamous relationship, right? Or be married, okay, to give advice to other men in regards to dating and relationships. That is just the truth right there, okay? As everyone out there knows, I'm not a spring chicken, okay? I'm not talking out of my ASS. I'm a 40-something-year-old U.S. Army veteran. I've been around the globe more than a couple times. I've been around the block more than a couple times. I was married when I was younger. You know what I mean? Almost 5 years. It was a mistake. And after that, I had 3 more serious monogamous relationships that I had where me and 3 other women, on different occasions, of course, moved in and tried to make a long-term monogamous relationship work. 2 of those women out of those scenarios had children. I was with one woman for a couple years who had a little boy, a son from a prior relationship. And then I got with another time with another single mother who had she had a little daughter from a prior marriage, and we lived together for several years. You understand? And then I also the relationship, the third outside of the marriage, the third one with a woman who had no kids. So I also experienced what it was like again to be in a relationship that had no children in the mix. You understand? I think I can give a lot of insight, a lot of expertise into the social dynamics of how attraction works, how to create and maintain it, okay, within dating and relationships, because I've been there. You know what I mean? It's like this dude is basically saying, how can you give advice in fighting a war when you're not fighting a war right now? That's crazy. That's crazy. That you understand the application to what he's saying? How can you give advice of fighting a war when you're not fighting war right now? You know what I mean? I would never say something like that to a U.S. military war veteran, a combat veteran. That makes no sense. And these men, the men who are combat veterans, they're out there working for private military contracting companies, giving advice on combat, on how to fight, the strategies of fighting in battle. But that doesn't take away that they're not in the mix anymore. You understand? It's the same thing, same application to what I'm saying. And and I get it when he said, hey, he doesn't agree with me about the relationship part. I'm giving the advice that sometimes people should cheat. I hate that word because it's just so stupid. Cheating or cuck. He said sometimes I'm advocating being a cuck, which I don't. I'll explain later in this video what a cuck really is and why we need to stop using that terminology, not knowing what it means. But so there you have it. There you have it. But thanks for tuning in from France. I love the French. So thanks for hitting me up, Jean-Pierre. Okay, next one. When it comes to dating and relationships, when do you know you're with the right woman? And what is the most important thing you have learned with all your past experiences with being in so many different relationships with women? Okay, how do you know you're with the right one? Okay, this is this is awesome question. You know you're with the right one when she's not taking away from your livelihood, your life. You understand? You want to be the woman who is an affectionate, loving, caring, nurturing muse. Okay, that's the word I want gentlemen to remember. A muse. She inspires you. You know what I mean? When you're with a woman who brings that je ne sais quoi, in French that means that which cannot be named, that feeling of oxytocin spurts in your brain, you just feel great. You feel like you know what I mean? You feel great. You feel like you really don't have to look elsewhere. Of course, we always look at other women when we have that time or that glance to do it, but you just feel whole. And as I said, she brings and she doesn't always take away. And that's the problem. When you're in relationships that the woman is almost like a parasite. And women, if you're watching, this could be vice versa too. It's not just down in women, because I know women can be in relationship with men where men are the parasites. But this is just for the men out here right now. When you're with somebody who's a parasite, they're sucking you dry. They're like a vampire. You know what I mean? And using you almost sometimes as an emotional toilet bowl because they're not feeling great in life. They're, women who have borderline personality disorder, bipolar, up, down, left, right, roller coaster. This is how my marriage was in my early 20s. It was I'm not even going to say it in words what it was, but you understand? But when you're with the right one, you know it, you feel it. And she's there to build with you. And before we go to the next question, the thing that you asked, what did Kevin Samuel say before he passed away? She got to be fit, fun, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and ready to go. Let's say it again, gentlemen. She got to be fit, fun, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and ready to go. And when you find that type of woman, you'll know, and you'll want to commit. She won't have to twist your arm to get commitment from you. You'll want to commit. You know what I mean? But remember, don't be too needy and don't be like, will you please be my girlfriend? Don't do that. Let her come. Women are like cats. They come and go as they please. Let her bring that onto the table before you start bringing up those topic and subject matters. You understand? And what he says, being in so many relationships, what is the most important thing you have learned? And that just coincides with what he just asked with the first part of this question, right? The most important thing you'll ever learn, gentlemen, is when to start the relationship, and most important, when to walk away. Okay? When to start it and when to walk away. What I mean by when to start it, meaning don't just jump into something so fast. I got a cousin, my German cousin. I love him so dearly. You know what I mean? He's my fam. But you know what? I saw him several relationships just jump into it head first. Didn't know the woman from Adam and Eve. Didn't know her, only knew her a couple weeks or a couple months, and then moving in, spending lots of money, expensive apartment, and just balls deep into a relationship with a woman he barely knew. And then he ended up the first time with a psycho, this Italian chick. She was crazy. She was nuts. You know what I mean? Abusive type of woman to throw her hot coffee in your face in the morning. That type of chick, right? And was stalking him even when it was over for like weeks on end, months. Then he met another chick and also, without knowing her that well, jumped in head first. She wasn't crazy like the last one, but they just didn't share the similar value systems. She was a strain on his brain. She was too much of a liability and not enough of an asset. And that's what I want to say is know when to start a serious relationship. Don't just jump in balls deep, head first, without getting to know the woman first. I got another friend who did the same thing. You know, the men who meet women who live in other countries and they feel pressured. After a while, they feel pressured to marry right away after a couple months. Why? Or just a quick, within 8 months to 10 months. Because of the whole traveling back and forth thing. In America, we got this messed up visa system for immigration. Even so, we got thousands of people coming through the border now. I don't know what these rules and laws are about when everybody else seems to come and stay when they want and how they please. But you understand that pressuring of not getting to know the woman and taking steps to see if you're compatible. Do you understand? And to make sure she's not a psycho. You know what I'm saying? Or all the other crazy things that a person can introduce, that the toxic fuckery that they can bring to the relationship. Do you understand? You want it. And when to end a relationship. Do you understand? Most important thing, knowing when to cut ties and walk away. It's the hardest thing, because when you're with somebody for a long time, they become a part of your daily habitual ritual of life. They become, in a strange way, they become like a part of your like a family member. But when it's over, it's over. Chris Rock, the comedian, said once in one of his greatest comedy specials, it's out there, YouTube it, where he said the sad reality is the majority of people will end up divorced. And the other percentage are too cowardice. They're cowards, too cowardice to end and walk away from the marriages. And then a small 2, maybe 3% of relationships and marriages out there where people live together are actually, they're content. They're content or very, very happy. But the percentage is so minuscule, it's so small. Don't be somebody who's miserable and you're just too spineless of a weasel to rip yourself out of that situation that brings nothing to, no happiness into your life. It's draining your energy. It's draining your pockets. Your family think you crazy for staying with the chick. Know when to walk away. It's painful. It can drive you into a state of bankruptcy sometimes, but you got to do it. You only have one life to live. You don't want to spend the majority of the little precious time you have here on this planet called Earth, okay? And 9 times out of 10, even if you stick it through, you know what? the joke will be on you. She'll probably turn around one day, years later, and walk out on you and jump in another relationship. So it's best, if you're unhappy, to know when to walk away. So many relationships, it felt like my soul was being ripped out my asshole. It hurt so much leaving some of these relationship partners I had. Even my relationship partner with my ex-wife, it was a very, very toxic marriage, very messed up situation. And even ending that, I cried like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? When it came to an end. You know what I mean? We spent so many years together. But you gotta know when to walk away. Please. Ladies, if you're listening to this too, you might think, oh, I don't know, I'm so miserable, but I don't want, I'm scared to be alone. And you better grow a spine. You only have one life to live. People, please know when to walk away. Know when to walk away. Okay? It'll be painful, but I'm telling you right now, once a month goes by and another month, and all of a sudden you start feeling good, you start looking in the mirror, you start, you know what I mean, start going to the gym and working out and buying some new fits, and you're like, oh, hell yeah. And you realize your sexual market value skyrocketed tenfold. Yeah, what's side? That's right. That's what you got to do. Know when to walk away. You'll be a better man for it because you were the one who grabbed your cojones, grabbed your chutzpah, grabbed your bizzles and said, sorry, baby, it's not working out. I love you, but I love me more. Say it again. You tell her, I love you, but I love me more. I gotta move on. It was nice while it lasted. And don't let no crying and screaming and pleading and begging. Don't let it keep you around. If that relationship is over, it's over. It's time to move on. You know what I mean? Save the drama for your mizama, okay? Call her parents up and say, hey, you better get this girl. I'm not babysitting no more. I'm moving on. Know when to move on, gentlemen. That's part of being a man. It's part of masculinity. It's painful. It gots to be done. Knowing when to start the relationship and knowing when to end it. This has been another episode of Travel and Bang. Welcome to the jungle, baby. I hope you like this one. Remember, asombroso.
It's on.